I'll wait until you're starting the screen share and then we can start it.
Oh, yep.
Oh, okay. Oh boy, this is the one where she knows that. Come on! but yeah, so I think we're ready to begin, right, Andrew?
Yep, everything seems to be good to go. Hopefully.
Okay. So hello everyone, welcome to the Sonic Fibbage Showcase. We tried to get the game running on our end, and the game's like, no, I'm not gonna work today, so this video of the game footage is just gonna have to be used as a substitute. So Andrew, why don't you introduce yourself and the Sonic Fibbage mod?
Uh, Hi there. My name is Andrew. I usually go by Andrew Inc. I got to help co-create a mod for the Jackbox game Fibbage 4, which basically replaces all the questions with Sonic-themed ones.
So so how did this whole thing get started here? What was the idea behind this mod?
From what Abby told me, he modded what was it? I think it was called like Murder Trivia Party, which was another Jackbox game, and he based it around like his friends. He made like a personalized one. So I guess one day he just got the idea to be like, why don't I just make a Sonic one? But then he was like, who's the most obsessed Sonic fan? And then he saw me in a chat complaining about how I couldn't find the Heavy King Jack specific action figure. And he's like, I found my guy. And yeah, the rest is history.
Yeah, so what was the process of creating this model? Like, I would love to hear the behind the scenes of all this.
A lot of it was just like going on like Sonic Wiki and just like looking up questions and mostly replacing files from what Abby told me, because he was the one who was mostly in charge of like the programming. I was just basically there just to be like a source checker and like help out with like obscure questions. Because there's one thing I love. I love like obscure Sonic media. If it's just like the most like randomest stuff ever, I'll just be like, I need to know more about that.
Oh, same here. I'm gonna admit, like there were even some facts I didn't even know when I was playing this game.
That's the reactions I like to see and be like, oh wait, that was a thing.
Yeah, like the thing where I think it was like an exclusive Sonic comic or something. Like the answer was Koger, and I kept thinking it was referring to the one at IHOP. Like no. This one was a different thing. I'm like, oh, okay.
I think one of my favorite questions that I did for Fibbage was the Marza animation one, where it's basically saying like, "Oh, what other movie did they make?" That basically knows who has good taste.
Oh yeah, I remember that one too. I and like when I've never seen the end, like wow, I didn't know that. But yeah, what would you say if you really had to pick one? What would be the most obscure trivia question that you have put in there?
Ooh, that's a good one. Because there's a couple in there. Let me see. I think I still have my. Oops. Uh, let's see. I think one that I wouldn't say it's obscure. I think it's really funny. It was the one about what was it? It was a question basically asking which NASCAR driver was promoting the Team Sonic racing car. And it's funny
Oh,
because
I remember that
like
one.
because everyone's like, I don't know about NASCAR. I didn't even know about it either. I found out while doing research and it's like this is funny.
If there's one question that people usually get wrong, which one is it?
Hmm. Question that people usually get wrong. I think the ones that have like numbers as the answers, because sometimes people will get confused. Like, do you have to write it out or do you just type in the number? Specifically, the one about rocket metal, because I know I've seen a lot of people get like mixed up on that one. It's like, which version is it? Is it this three or the other three?
Oh yeah, like especially this one. Like I think for this answer, which of course like the super post or post super Genesis wave, I think it had to go a specific way, and it was really easy to fool out the audience if somebody voted like just close enough where they could just like throw the other people off.
Yeah, it definitely depends on who writing it, because you could just like misplace a letter and people could just be like they couldn't tell like for a second. By the time they click, it's like, oh, it's too late.
If we ever come up to it, one of the questions was basically so there was this thing in Sonic Mania on the dash pad in Hydro City. I think if you did it a certain way, it would play the video game Donkey song. I put in the ring chime, which of course it would probably be a very common answer, and it was like the wrong one. So, hey,
That's a pretty obscure one nowadays, because I think they removed that like very quickly, that Easter egg,
yeah,
because I never
yeah.
got it, unfortunately.
But yeah, just like as an example, like one of the answers is Genesis, and of course, the right one is the post Super Genesis way. But it's so easy. Just think, oh, the Genesis, yeah, that's it. But no,
Yeah,
like
you
like
just make
there,
a
somebody had picked it right there, like what Julius had done. So that was just a very clever way of getting the audience.
I think it's just like it depends on just like how like, because I feel like with Sonic fans, there's like, there's like different groups of people, so they know this specific thing more than others, if that makes sense.
Now, was it mainly the Sonic Wiki that you did the research for the questions?
It wasn't just Sonic Wiki. We use other sources like, what was it? I know Semi-Frequent Sonic Facts was a huge help on them. Uh, what was it? I remember I used a Badnik mechanic video because he had a very specific question I had in the back of my mind. And it was like, was he the only one who covered this? And I looked it up and it's like, yeah, he did.
Yeah, shout out to him, by the way, because he really goes deep when it comes to the
I
Sonic history and
I
Sonic
love
facts.
his videos. I used to be obsessed with him back in like high school. I remember like his Sonic mascot videos. He was basically the reason why I kept update with like that Sonic surfboard statue in Japan.
These type of questions I really love because you had to remember the very specific point in the video that the question was referring to, and it's usually like a scene that nobody would ever think about or nobody was paying attention to either.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I know you got a Blocky Block guy to do the narration, and I know you've had various characters also do stand-in. Say like Vivian Reeve doing the voice of Surge. How did that come about? Like what was the idea just for those, and was there like anything you had to do to just get them, or did they say like, yeah, well, we're in?
I think that was just pretty much it. Avi just DM'd and was like, "Hey, do you want to be in a Sonic mod?" And he was like, "Yeah." He mostly contributed to the special guest. I think the only thing that I contribute was originally for the Orbot and Cubot. He wanted to do Eggman, and we still got Marcus Shaw to do Eggman, but I suggested Orbot and Cubot because I was like, he does a really good impression of that, and nobody gets to hear it enough. So I was like, why don't we do that? And he was like, yeah, that works. And that's how we came with the
What?
whole plot of like him, like Blocky being kidnapped by Orbot and Cubot and being
Oh,
forced to
I
imitate
love it. But
Eggman
that was
voice for the game.
great. I can't remember wasn't there like a very specific thing you had to do to unlock those characters, or was it just random?
It was just random. It would just literally happen just like during the middle of the game. I know Obby specifically has a way to like activate them, but I don't know how to do it,
Yeah,
which I
I don't
thought
know how to do it either, sadly.
how I know there is one that happens on a specific thing. If you play the game on April 1st, or if you played 100 times, you get the secret April Fool's one, where basically the whole
Oh
plot.
yeah. What did you have? Was there like any like specific behind the scenes to getting the April Fool's uh part of the Sonic Fibbage?
We were just like, what is just really funny if we didn't make it about Sonic? And we are just like, what would it be? And he's just like, Gino. So we are just thinking of just like all these random questions about Gino. And they weren't even like specifically about like Mario RPG. We were just like, Belle the Tinkerer, she's made of wood. She's kind of like Gino. And that just like killed us. And we were like, we're putting that in.
I love it. Let's see. Leah's asking who came up with the design and layout for Sonic Fibbage because I love how zany the design looks.
Most of it is already like based on the Jackbox Party game. The little Chow creatures were made by, I believe, Player One Austin, who usually does like a lot of Obby's thumbnails for his YouTube channel.
Now, was there a specific reason behind choosing Chow specifically for the player icon?
I think it was just for like we were just like, what's a silly creature, and we were just like Chow. I think it was just like a no brainer moment. I know Obby wanted specifically a supersonic Chow.
A Supersonic fan, I approve. Now, were there any questions or video clips that weren't able to make the cut for whatever reason?
I think most of the stuff came in. I think one question we had trouble getting in was a Sonic fan fact around the YouTuber Sonic Toast, because the original one I had was it was like the end of like the Sonic show episode 2 where Shadow takes off the glasses like, this is who I truly am, and base but the reason why we couldn't use it because apparently it had Green Hill Zone, and for some reason, according to Avi, there was like this third party company. I'm not sure if it's Dream Comes True or Sega, who just like would automatically copyright that song, and Avi didn't want that to happen for like people who stream it.
Ah, gotcha. I know I know one of the questions was oh gosh, who was it? It basically the answer was the person was having a lot of trouble on one of the Sonic Rider game tutorial level, and it was like one of those things that no one really knew unless they were truly paying attention to the video.
Oh, you're talking about the Some Call Me Johnny video?
Yeah, that's it. Thank you. I could put it on the name for some reason. But yeah, like I didn't even know that until I told the answer. So unless you were like a true loyal viewer, well.
Yeah, that was a question that Avi put in. He's a big fan of that guy. I think that was
Now,
like
how
around the
did you,
friendship.
how what was the process for like getting the video part in there? Was it basically like extracting the video and just clipping them out and putting them in and just getting everything all together?
Pretty much, yeah. I don't think it was anything too crazy. I think sometimes for what I remember, there was this one stream that Abby did with a couple of people where it for some reason it played the original Fibbage clip for the Sonic fan fact. I don't know why it did that, but again, this game works in mysterious ways, especially when modded.
Yeah, because as shown earlier, sometimes the game does not want to load the mod correctly for whatever reason.
Ain't that the truth?
So for the Sonic fan facts, how did you do your research on that part of the question?
I just looked at my YouTube subscription and it's like, all right, who do I like?
And
No, yeah, that's it.
okay, okay, yeah, for the Sonic Twitter takeover, did that just involve just going through past Twitter takeovers or looking through Sonic Wiki and just grabbing stuff from there?
Pretty much, yeah. It was only Sonic Twitter takeovers. I think the one exception though was, I believe it was the Static one, where instead of talking about the Sonic Twitter takeovers, it was a question about a post that, what's her name? The Sonic social media manager made about Sonic fan games at the time
Oh,
during the whole image
Katie.
controversy. Yes. Yeah, because she made a post about saying like, "Oh, all Sonic fan games are right, as long as you don't profit off them." And that question was basically relating to Sonic Omens at the time.
Yeah, for the very important writer like what you're seeing right now, how did you come up with the question for the? 'Cause some of them were like extremely obscure unless you dug deep.
Yeah, it was just pretty much just digging deep, just looking through like the wiki, and then like some forums that a lot of the writers made. I know a couple of them were on Twitter. It was basically divided into two categories. Basically, a lot of the writers who worked on Archie, IDW, and sometimes in the movie, and then the other side was completely about Ken Penders.
So how
Enough
did you
said.
get with the? How did you come up with the question for Ken Pender? Because that's like a rabbit hole you really have to go down to see all
Oh,
the facts.
it's pretty much just like scrolling to his Twitter and finding anything that isn't not about Sonic media. I know there was one question I wanted to put in, but Abby didn't want to put in because it was not Sonic related. It was basically when he revealed that he had, thanks to like some connections, he had a lot of the concept art for the canceled Spider-Man 4 by Sam Raimi.
Sorry, putting window. There we go. Let's see someone. What would you say? What question do people usually get correct on the first try?
Um, let's see. That's a good one. That's a good one. Probably what is it? The what game came after Sonic 06 when Sega split the team up to make two games, one for the Wii and then one for other consoles. A lot of people get that on the first shot. It's like obviously it's Secret Rings. I think that was one
Would
of the
you and
first ones.
Abby ever consider making any other mod like these, or was this just going to be the only one, and that was it?
As much as I would love to continue this because with all the new Sonic games coming out and like more stuff coming, it's like, oh, these are all good question ideas. But I think for Abby, I think he just wants to mostly focus on his YouTube channel and other things, which it's all good. He's more passionate about that. While we did have fun with Sonic Fibbage, I think Abby just wants to move on and do other things.
Yeah, that's understandable.
But I don't mind talking about Sonic Fibbage. Despite this game being a year old and knowing what's gonna happen, I really enjoy people's reaction to this game. It's like the first time I've done anything that like actually went mainstream. Like I remember first time playing when I saw videos of it and I heard that people like, oh, Callie Macken, Salty DK Dan played it. I was like, oh my goodness.
There was some pretty top content creator level like getting into this too. Any like surprises like, whoa, this person played Sonic Fibbage? Wow.
I think Callie Macken, Salty DK Dan. I think there was another person who I heard. Where is it? Is it this one? Yeah, this person, Peepon Vods. I follow her for because she makes really cool Sonic art, and she did a stream with a bunch of other people.
Come on, my dad. Oh yes, Mimi Peon. Oh yeah.
I think there was another person. Let me shoot. Let me check. It was yeah, SPD 64. There were another ones I heard a lot about, and when I heard that they play Sonic Fibbage, I was like, oh shoot, no way.
That's her Sonic. If you go back to Shino's stream, I think it's like the second game where I did the question about the donkey sound glitch. That was really good. Here I was thinking of which here's the Sonic for the takeover question.
Wow.
Oh oh gosh, I remember that. What the question referring to? It's like one of those things where you really have to be paying attention to the Sonic Twitter takeover to get the answer on this one.
Yeah, this is like one of the I think it was like the second one that they did.
But yeah, also people in the audience, if anybody does have any questions, feel free to ask.
I'm open to anything, y'all.
Have you seen this played at convention at all, or not yet?
I don't think so at all, but I'd 100% be down. I think a friend of mine who went there and like I think worked for it a bit. He was like, if possible, we do like Sonic Fibbage live, and I'd be like, I'd 100% give my consent to that.
Hey, I would be 100% down for that.
If anybody wants to do Sonic Fibbage live at like at a Sonic convention or just any convention, I give my approval.
Yeah, so I was just like looking at the video here, just to get for any other idea for a question. We don't. We don't remember who Eggman kidnapped now. Dino Kaiju asked, what topic were you excited to be added in the game while working on it?
What topic you excited to be that was added? Um, I guess for me it was the fan fast because it was like, let's see how many people know about this Sonic YouTuber or know about this Sonic content creator. I think one of my favorite ones I got to put in was the one for Sonic Toast because what was it? There were some people like, who the heck is this guy? And a lot of people was like, oh my god, Sonic Toast! I remember this guy as a kid.
No, I would love to see some of the really old school Sonic content creators. They come back and they play play one of these games and just see like how much they know and how much they remember.
I
Since
would
since
love
they were
that.
around longer than some of the newer generation.
That would be hilarious. I would love to see that.
I would love to see what is it, Roger Vandervelde and the person that made the Witch Doctor and the I Love video. I Love Waffle video. Get on them.
That'd be crazy. As for me, well, to be honest, I'm just happy if anybody plays Sonic Fibbage.
Oh, I remember that intro what they're talking about. It's like one of those it's like one of those obscure questions. Like unless you were really paying attention during Sonic the Fighter.
This is something. This is a question I keep forgetting about from time to time. It's like, oh yeah, they did do that. Granted, it's because I've only played like Sonic the Fighters like once in my life.
Usually the Usually some of the obscure ones I get are like the older cartoons, say like Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, because those are the ones that I grew up with. But some of them still even surprise me as an older fan, because it's like again, it's just one of the things like, okay, well, unless you're really paying attention.
Yeah. From the streamers you've watched who played Sonic Fibbage, what reactions were your favorite and why? I could actually pull that up on here because I think it's on here. Uh, no wait, this isn't the one. There was one that was done by Callie McN, and I just love just like everybody's just like disbelief of just like the Sonic Toast question. If I could find it, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I think it's pretty later on in the video. Yeah, here it is.
Oh yeah, here's where Callie played.
Yeah, that I think that was the first time I've seen anybody got that question. And I think the way how when Avi first saw it, I was worried just like, oh god, was I the only one who watched this as a kid? But no, thankfully with other streams, people were like, no, yeah, this is I know this guy, and I was just like, oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, this is one I don't remember very well.
You know what? That's good. That it means you, yeah.
Yeah, but trying to remember what was the answer now. Hell, there's no offense. Uh,
Yeah, that's the reason. Like,
let
oh, it's Sonic Fibbage.
lately I asked from the streamers you have watched who played Sonic Fibbage, which reaction were your favorites and why?
Oh, I already answered that. It's this one right here
Oh,
when
gotcha,
Callie and her
gotcha.
friends were watching Sonic were playing Sonic Fibbage and they got the Sonic Toast question.
I'm trying to remember. I think it was a happy face, if I remember this video right.
Yes, in the chat, guys. Wonder what's gonna be.
A gun. I mean, that does make sense.
It's more accurate.
And Sonic would be another combination too. Hada, I was right. I
There
mean,
you
that
go.
does make sense in a way.
You can even see it like between his shoes. The cutaway kills me every time. The way how Avi cuts them is so perfect. I love it.
I think Sally asking the same question, or is that or was that a different question, Andrew?
Let me check it out.
What was that? A question? What is your favorite funny moment from your favorite streamers from old videos? Is that something with the least question, or is that a different question?
I guess that's a similar question, but let me try to think of another funny one. Uh, Hold on. I think I got one. Uh, I think a funny one was from this guy Cyanize, who's friends with Abi. He played this on stream, and I love his reaction finding out for the first time that what was it, that Sonic did a crossover with Hooters,
Oh,
and
I
they
remember
basically ended this and they
that.
basically ended the stream with I don't know if I'm allowed to show it, like the picture of Sonic next to the Hooter girls and just like their reaction to it.
it it. Hey Leah, is that okay? Because there's like nothing showing, so to say.
It's, I met this guy before in a group call before. He's a really chill guy.
Oh, nice. Yeah, and Leah says that's fine for the showing a Hooters
Okay.
question.
Let me find his reaction. Okay. All right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, they basically end the stream with this. And they're just like, what? This is real?
Oh, it's real.
I think I originally did want to put that in, but it's like, you know what? A lot of people don't know about the Chuck E. Cheese crossover that was happening at the same time.
I didn't know about the Chuck E. Cheese crossover back then. I used to go to Chuck E. Cheese a lot growing up.
I think it because it wasn't like anything big or anything. I think it was just like, oh, they're doing a giveaway. And I think for like the Hooters one, they had like a whole thing where it's like they had a whole promotion for it.
Yeah, the Hooded one I remember well. I know there was like a question. I know one of them. I think it was like the final one. So one of them like was about Sonic and I believe Denny's. I think the other one was Pizza Hut, if I remember right.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I think it's in this one. Yeah, it was. Yeah, in the he's covering up, but in the year 2000, uh, Denny's had a crossover with Sega to sell Sonic Underground plushes.
Yeah, yeah. So that one I do remember. think it was Denny's for Sonic Forces and Chuck E. Cheese for Sonic Underground, if I remember right.
I mean, honestly, that sounds like it makes sense.
It does.
If you
Kentucky
got
Cheese
anything,
would
it's like why Denny's.
Kentucky Cheese was bigger back then, so to say, compared to now. Because that would be nice. I mean, Applebee's would have made sense too.
True.
Oh boy, a lot of people got over there. That's double deception.
I mean, that makes sense. It's not the first time they collab with Build a Bear.
Let's see. Leah asked us if you were to continue adding new questions to Sonic Fibbage, which questions would you want to add in the game? Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, there's definitely a lot I want to add. I think I one thing I'm kind of upset we missed out on. We didn't put a lot of Prime questions in for some reason. Not because we dislike Prime. I think we just mostly forgot about it because we were just like, oh, what about this one and this one? And just like, oh yeah, Prime. That was a thing. But
Oh, that would have been great.
I think there's a couple Prime questions in there, but there's not like too many. But I think another question it I would love to add, but because of the timing, I would have loved to add in more questions about like the chaotic case files and crossworlds, because there's some good like deep stuff in there that they reference.
I think one of the questions was about 9, if I remember right.
I think I know which one you're talking about. I also know we did put in a crossworlds question, but that was around when we just had that teaser trailer coming out, when it was like Shadow driving through the portal and it's like Sonic game coming soon.
Can you give like examples of the question that you would put in?
I think it was like when Shadow in the Sonic Racing Crossworlds trailer, you can see Blank's board on the side of the screen before Shadow drives off. It was something like that.
What would the answer to it?
It was Jet's board.
Oh wow, I'd obscure that. For Sonic Prime, I think that was before the series ended, if I'm correct, right?
Yes.
Let's see. Leah's saying I would love to answer some Sonic Prime question on the chaotic case. But yeah. Speaking of which, any example questions you would have put in for the chaotic case file now that they're done?
Unfortunately, no, we didn't put it in. I think by the because we finished it back in November of last year, and KRX Case Files came out this year,
Yeah. Well, I
so we
mean,
didn't get a chance
now
to.
that it's done, like any questions you could think of, like if you had the chance to put it in that now that the chaotic case files are done, like any like example questions that you could think
Oh,
of from there.
definitely. Yeah, yeah. What was it? What was it? Semi-frequent Sonic Facts actually pointed out that the Chaos Case Files theme song, the opening bit, has a little has same notes from what was the name of that one stage from Knuckles Chaotix? I think it was called like Botanic Panic.
Ooh,
That
that'd
would have
be
been a
done.
cool question to add.
Oh, nice. For sure. Six Valley had it. So you heard Kronos Island is in Sonic Speed Simulator from Roblox, and what was your reaction to it when it happened just now? Actually, speaking on that, were there like any ideas to possibly put in stuff about Sonic Speed Simulator into the game?
Oh yeah, we definitely had a couple of those. I remember one of them was about the Easter egg about Santiago, if you know about that Sonic meme.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so at the time when they were releasing Classic Sonic into that game, they had like a little spray painted like thing underneath like a bridge that says Santiago was here or something. And it was basically like joking at the fact that, it's like, oh, our classic Sonic model doesn't look like the one from Generations.
That didn't scare fast.
Yeah, let's change the footage up.
Okay, I think that's the one that Salty DK Dan played, if I remember
Yeah,
right.
I think out of all of these, I think this is like the most viewed one, which makes sense because I know Salty has a very big audience.
Oh yeah, for sure. Leah asked, which questions would you love to have put in for the Sonic Prime questions and Sonic Fibbage?
Uh, I think one that I definitely would like to add was because I think it was like the second to last or last episode of Sonic Prime, where for some reason Tails' bangs, like the little hairs on top of his head, for some reason just disappeared for like one frame. But then like in the next shot it comes back. So what would have been funny is like in this frame of Sonic Prime, Blank's fangs were cut out, but for some reason were added back in.
That would have been an interesting question.
I think another one I would have loved to put in was I think this was confirmed by somebody who worked on the show that Sonic Prime like takes place I think before or at like around Sonic Advance. I got to double check on that. But apparently it was back then when they were like trying to make Sonic Prime canon. So that would have been another interesting question.
Oh yeah, I remember this question. This is like another one of those obscure ones, unless you like really know your Sonic facts.
Yeah. I think that I found this one on like on an old Sonic forum.
Oh wow, it's going way back. Cause I know South Island's like the most common answered, but it's not the right
Yeah.
one. But it does make sense. It's a
I
great
think
way
that's
to like
another
go.
the one that you said before about like what question people usually get wrong. That's another one that people put in now that I remember.
Yeah, cause the answer is Clipper time and all that, but again, it's like unless you really know your Sonic fan. Well, oh yeah, South Island. Oh, Tail Tube. I can't remember was Tail Tube in Sonic Fibbage or no?
No, I don't think so. I think that
Okay.
completely flew past our minds, or I think we couldn't just find anything that would like fit into this whole category of questions.
Gotcha. Leah asked, I'm curious about the narrator. Was that all improvised or was that all scripted? I'd love to know that as well.
It was a mix of both. Avi basically sent him like a script that he wrote, and he was just like, if you want to improvise and add stuff, go ahead. I think from what he told me, he improvised a lot of the openings that he did for like when you start the game. Is like this is blocky here and blah 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 blah. I think he did a lot of that one on his own. And then for some of the responses, I think most of those as well were like were on his own as well. He's really good at improvising stuff.
I can tell because some of those intros are just like really funny.
He's a funny guy. I like him.
Yeah, there. That would see the opening for T. Amy told the newspaper and the article. How here's the spot for a version of Sonic. Oh, okay, yeah, this is another one of the unless you look really closely type of question.
I think this is another question. I think this was a question that Abby put in, and I was like, really? And I looked it up, and I was like, huh, more you
Yeah,
know.
the Kroger one I think was the one that got me because like everybody knows the IHOP one, but like I didn't know that Kroger had an exclusive thing going
Yeah,
on.
people get a lot that one mixed up.
Trying to remember the answer for this one to
It's a pretty obscure
yeah
one. I'm not.
yeah okay I don't think it okay no it's not getting weird. Let's see what were the other answers here. Pomo Ash. I mean that would make sense. Okay, yeah, it was Pomo. I know it wasn't the other one. Leave Leah tap it up there. Next question there. Yeah, the video questions are like my most favorite.
Those are fun questions. Yeah. Unfortunately, a lot of the people usually play the streamer friendly ones, so they don't get a lot of the movie question ones, which I get why, because it's like Paramount might like copyright strike them.
Yeah, I
But
think
at the
if you talk over the movie, I believe it's okay.
Yeah, because I was about to say I've seen some people who played the game on stream with the movie questions, and it's like they seem to be fine.
Yeah,
But I guess Avi was just like concerned. He didn't want anyone to get in trouble by this game,
yeah,
which is
for
understandable.
sure. I know. One of the movie questions is like, okay, well, what is Eggman's weakness in Sonic 2? And that always seems to pass. Oh, what is it?
I think another question I liked that was the movie questions. Well, it wasn't the movie; it was about the Knuckles show, where it's basically asking was who was the cardboard cutout that Wade keeps in his childhood bedroom.
Oh, I have another question. This question that's of course being shown about the uh excuse me, I can't speak right here. The not beginning bonus scene. This is like another good one because it's like okay, well unless you were really paying attention.
I think this question is just like, how do I describe it? Yeah, I got nothing. Never.
Let's see. Lee says, which question that you have seen from other streamers that is most difficult for a lot of them to answer?
There's a couple of ones. The Marza animation one is one I've seen a few people get mixed up on because a lot of people didn't know that they made a Loop on the Third movie around that the like back in like 2019, and then also the NASCAR question, but that one's funny.
Try what the answer to this one? I mean, yeah, I know one of them. I know. I think that's one of the most common answers that people try, like, oh, it's hard, or it's fun, because it makes sense.
I think just some people, even me, when I play this game, is like I overthink it, and then just like, oh, it's that simple.
Yeah.
I remember, yeah, there was another question that I love that people overthink about. It was like, it was a question about nights. It was like the Christmas Nights game, how you could play as Sonic, and
Oh
basically the answer is
yeah.
like, and basically the answer is like, what was on the cards that you need to flip to play as Sonic, and the answer was just Sonic.
That's actually a clever way of answering that because people say oh okay well she would always be there to answer but no they were looking for her name itself.
Yeah, it's technically not wrong.
I know one of the lies was, "Oh, she will always be there to help him," but I mean, a lot of in a tech question, in a technical sense, I think the question was looking for her actual name.
Mm.
Oh, how did you come up with the category names for this mod?
I think a lot of them were already just based on the already existing one. Like very interesting writer was just based off of a very interesting person. I think yeah, Sonic's movie vault. No, it wasn't. Yeah, Sonic's VHS vault. That was based on Cookie's VHS vault because Cookie was the name of the narrator who's in the normal Fibbage. And yeah, Sonic fan facts was Fibbage fan facts. I think the only thing that we had that was original was the Sonic Twitter takeover because I think the original one for that one I think it was called like hyperbolic headlines. So we just switched that around to be about Sonic Twitter stuff.
Now, in the tutor category, what were like the different category names that you all came up with? For that, was just like, oh, okay, well, we're gonna have these type of questions and these type of questions and so on. Or were they
Yeah,
based
pretty
off
much.
of the original Fibbage categories?
We just try to categorize much of stuff that was like specific, like writers or the Sonic Twitter thing, because Fibbage like because Fibbage has these moments where it's about these specific questions about these specific topics, but then just like the mainline stuff, it's just like oh we can just put whatever we want about Sonic.
Yeah. Now, for Ian Flynn, were those mainly taken from his podcast, or just like general, like around Sonic Wiki, semi frequent Sonic facts, etc.?
It was a mix between his podcast, his Twitter, and the semi frequent Sonic Facts Twitter, and also the wiki as well. But I think mostly it was from his podcast, which I got a lot of the information from.
Interesting that you mentioned Kevin Eva in there because I'm like going way, way, way back. What was the answer? I think it was. Oh, okay. Oh, what's Sonic Chronicle? But some of those answers were really good, though. Think about it. I got a good question. So from the stream that you watch, like any really, really good lies that you've seen people come up with?
Hmm. I think the what was it? I remember. Funny enough, it was a lie that I made up for the for like a game. I was because Avi was recording it for his channel, and one of the questions was like, "This character didn't show up as a playable character till the Mario and Sonic Olympic Games," and I basically put in SBO, and almost everybody got it. And I was like, "You fools! You
Oh,
bumbling
I remember that
fool!"
question too. Well done. Would you love to have more holiday themed questions for Sonic Fibbage?
I'd say yeah. I think just overall in general, I'd love to put in more Sonic Fibbage questions because I have fun researching these and like sharing them with Avi, and we laugh about it.
This one I cannot remember the answer to. I think it was either I think it was either Sally or Bunny, if I'm remembering right.
I remember this one specifically because I think what was it? I saw like a news, not like yeah, it was like a news account talking about Sonic where he revealed that, and I was like, wait, really? Granted, I haven't read a lot of Archie, but I eventually got to sit down and finish it because I've read like a good handful of it.
Yeah, she wants to have a relationship with each everybody. It's great.
Could have fooled me.
Okay, so what's Sally? Hey, Leah, how much time do we have left, by the way? Let me start just a little bit. Excuse me, a little bit late.
I'm down for like one or two more questions if anybody got more.
Yeah, several more. Yeah, we take about two more questions. Yeah, Princess Elise was a really good choice because it's again like one of those more like one-off characters that not a lot of people would think about.
Yeah, it's fun to do questions about like the one-off characters because then it's just like, oh, who remembers this character? Who remembers Professor Von Schleemer from Adventures of Sonic the
Oh
Hedgehog?
yeah, because when I saw that question, I'm like, oh, I know exactly what they're talking about.
Ah, you're a man of good taste, I see.
Yeah. I can't remember who did play Princess Elise, and I'm trying to think of the answer now.
I forgot her name, but
Yeah, okay, well we know it's not Lisa Simpson.
the voice actor's name was Lacey Chabert. I believe that's her name.
Uh, I'm thinking it was either Cora or American Dad if we're going by really well-known TV series. Um, what a good guess, though. Yeah, it's not Mandy. Okay, so it's not Cora. Wait, Meg? Well, huh, today I learned. Let's see, Dun and Kaiju asked, were there plans like to do like a crossover category for the game, especially since the franchise had a lot of them now with Justice League and Godzilla.
I think at the time when a lot of those were happening, we were still doing Sonic Fibbage, so we didn't have a lot to go off of. I think there is a couple questions about other crossovers, like the Chuck E. Cheese and Denny's one. But if we were making this mod later down the line, we probably would have added a lot of those questions in. Speaking of Chuck E. Cheese and
Speaking of
Denny's,
which, say the name and it will be summoned. Say the name. Be summoned. Yeah, we're talking about, I think we take one more question. If
yeah.
anybody in the audience wants to ask the last question. Okay, I think Leo, what's happening up there? Someone there.
Uh, oops.
Some of those answers are actually really good. Looking at them, could have been any of those. Let's see. We'll get to the last question. What surprising fact were you surprised to learn when you did research to come up with the question for Sonic Fibbage?
Um, ooh, that's a good one.
That's a good one. That's a very good last question.
Let's see. Let's see. I think one that surprised me was actually like I'm pretty sure this wasn't patched in, but the we did a question on the Orbot and Cubot Fibbage one, and it was one of the question was about, the whole thing about Omochao saying like, did you know that the doctor's mustache was fake? And at the time I thought they were talking about Eggman, but no, they were talking about the Chow Doctor, and I was like, wait, really?
I didn't even know that one.
'Cause I guess that was just a misconception at the time, and everyone was just like, "Oh, I guess that's the question. That's the answer."
Yeah, very interesting and indeed. Well, Andrew, thank you very, very much for coming, and thank you everybody in the audience for coming. Again, I apologize about the technical difficulties for whatever reason. The game like, nope, I'm not gonna run. Of course, watch it as my luck, as I'm sure it will start working afterwards, because that's how much technology seems to want to hate me. Again, thank you thank you very much, Andrew, for coming. We really do appreciate this mod that you and Albie have worked on. It's so much fun to play.
No, yeah, thank you. Thank you for inviting me and Avi to come out. You guys are great people. Like, even before stream, we had a great time talking. I love talking with you guys. I hope we could maybe do this again some other time, and maybe the game will actually be working. But no, yeah,
Yeah,
thank you very much. It was a great time. Just chilling out, hanging out, talking about Sonic Fibbage. I don't get to do that in my lifetime, so I'll take any moment I can get.
there you go. One day we got to do this like live at a convention in the near future.
I am 100% down for that. Anyone who runs a Sonic convention, I go ahead, go out, record a video. I want to see it because I probably won't be there, but still.
Alrighty. Well, Leo, would you like to come up and announce tomorrow's schedule?
Yes, yes. Tomorrow is just a very chill day, and at tomorrow at 2 p.m. PT, 5 p.m. ET is Sonic 35th anniversary discussion. So this is just gonna be, just talking about reminiscing about the franchise that's been around for 35 years, which is crazy to think about. And yeah, we're just gonna talk about the franchise, our favorite memories, favorite games, favorite game moments, or like any other Sonic media in general, just to celebrate 35 years of the franchise. Um, and yeah, that's for tomorrow's schedule.
Alright. Well, we'll see you all tomorrow. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
See you later.